I move on to the darts world now. Now we've got Cullen, European Tour title, Snakebite Peter Wright, European Championships. We've seen some sensational darts. It's looking better and better for darts fans. It doesn't seem to have slowed down.
No, look, I'm a fan of just these guys continuously playing to the top of their standard, of course, because we all want to see that. But what I'm not a fan of, and this is where they've got to get it right, playing too often is not the way forward. And interestingly enough, Peter Wright, as he bailed out of the World Cup, citing basically COVID, obviously, but wanting to be ready for the Winter Series, because he wants to be world number one, and that's within his grasp. Because the way the 2-year rolling system works is that Michael van Gerwen will need to basically win the World Championships to stay at number one. Peter Wright wants to do well in the Winter Series to accumulate some monies on his rankings. Mentia Sulevic has said that for personal reasons he won't be playing at the Grand Slam qualifiers or the Winter Series. So these players are not playing all the time anymore. And that's only come around the last kind of year or so, maybe 2 years. Gary Anderson started it. He was like, I'm not playing the European events. They're too time consuming.
Yeah.
Michael van Gerwen is doing a little bit less. Peter Wright is definitely doing less, which he's always done them all. They will only have brilliant long careers if their time is managed well. And they seem to be doing that now. We don't want the standard to drop, and it will drop if they continuously play week in, week out. And you know what I said about concentration of my game? They will lose concentration if they continue to play. But right now, darts is in a brilliant spot considering what 2020 has brought to us all.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we got Price, Dimitri, Devon, Cullen, Dirk. I mean, we've seen some real improvements over the lockdown COVID period. Yeah. But, people seem to be pointing the finger at the, no live crowds and fans attributing to MVG's lack of performance, and also maybe a switch in darts. What's your feeling on why some players have thrived and others have fallen during this period?
Yeah, first off, with Michael van Gerwen, I think he was lacking a little bit of consistency before lockdown, because when he won the UK Open, I remember the commentary team and those at ITV saying, and quite rightly so, Michael playing somewhere near his best. And he had kind of gone missing for a few months. And not because he didn't win the Worlds, but if you remember at the Worlds, Peter Wright was not the outsider in the final that people thought he was going to be. And a lot of people actually fancied him. Whereas the year before, no way. So things had already changed before the Worlds. Then he didn't win the Masters, Michael van Gerwen. And then so the next one was the UK Open. So there was a little lull. So let's not blame lockdown here. But what lockdown did do, no doubt for me, was that, in my opinion, Michael, was that the competitive nature of him was just put on the back burner.
Yeah.
And he wasn't winning because he wasn't playing. And I'm not calling him lazy in any way, but maybe he just didn't take to the board as often as he would have if there was darts going on. And to get back to where you were is not always that simple. There's been glimpses, isn't there? And that's about it. He hasn't done it for an event yet. He's done it for games, just not for an event.
I still think that, a lot of people are easy to sort of say, well, he's lost it a bit. Well, he might have lost it a bit, but you'd be absolutely silly to, consider him, to not consider him as a favourite for any of the tournaments still. He will find, there is a possibility he might not, like you say, maybe that competitive element of him is not quite there. Maybe it won't come back. Maybe it won't come back as strong, but I think we'd be silly to discount him. He's still very young, still extremely talented, and I think he'll be back and stronger than ever. We've just set our high expectations for him. That's probably the problem.
Yeah, that's right. And let's not forget, he doesn't have to be 100% of the Michael van Gerwen we knew of of say 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18 to win the world title. He can win at 80% of that because that's how good he is. But I thought it was quite interesting you mentioned about certain results because of lockdown. I have a strong theory about Dimitri Vandenberg, and it was backed up in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying for a millisecond that he would not have won the match play. So let's put that out there. But what I'm saying is the fact that there was no crowd helped him personally. It didn't help Nathan Aspinall, who said, I hate this. I don't like this. It didn't help Gerwen Price, who said, this is not the atmosphere I want to play in. That's for them to say and for us to see. But when they come out and say that, that's fact. That's fact. Dimitri Vandenberg has not come out and said this, but the time he was taking for some of the to throw some of the darts in the match play and in the World Cup, the audience that would have normally been there would not have allowed it. They would have put him off, and it would have been a complete waste of time and effort and endeavour to take that long. It just wouldn't have worked. And I believe that he played the situation brilliantly to win the match play. He needed that time to compose himself. He needed that time to steady himself down. And we've seen with Dimitri so many times, when he throws quick, he throws erratic. When he can calm himself down, and he's always breathing, he's always doing this to himself, and you kind of see it. He was doing that. He had time to do that. And he showed that he was intelligent enough to play the situation he was put in, and he played it absolutely beautifully.
His lockdown time with Peter Wright couldn't have hurt as well.
Yeah, I don't know if that had any bearing on it. I don't know if there's. I know there was many narratives being thrown around that the world champion wore off on him and everything like that. Look, if he wants to believe it, then he wants to believe it. But what I want to know is when he loses, how did Peter Wright help then?
Who knows? Who knows? Where were you, Peter? Actually, I saw a video clip recently at the. Was it you interviewing them when he's like doing the Borat impression? It was you, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. I love the character coming out from people in the game. You know, you said, you know, I want to be that guy who runs around. And in the same way, when Michael van Gerwen's turned around and said, "Oh, you know, who's your boy? Am I your boy?" You know, I like the character coming out in people. I don't want to see corporate machines coming out. You know, show character. You know, I'm not huge on some of the things that Price has done, but he is great fun to watch. And you know, that's all part and parcel of the entertainment. I don't want it to be watered down. I want to see raw emotion up there. I want to see people enjoying their darts and everyone else enjoying their darts. So, yeah,
that's right. And unfortunately, the way that the sport and the way the world has gone is that when there's more money involved, it becomes more professional. Now, with that professionalism, people seem to think, right, the first thing you have to do is concentrate 100%. You know that messing around you do? Don't do that. Yeah, but hold on, that helps me. No. You think it helps you. Like, I was told back in the day, Wayne, stop the dancing before you get on. Just stop mucking around. It was like, hold on, that was a release of adrenaline for me. I couldn't calm down. I would just build myself up to this gibbering wreck, which is why I did it, by the way. I'm not a nervous human being, but I'm an excitable, kind of exuberant human being. And I need to calm that down to throw consistent darts. Now, what's happening now is that the likes of Dimitri Vandenberg, calm down. No doubt his manager said to him, right, you know you've got to calm down, so calm down. When he's not calming down, someone's telling him to calm down. You're losing that little bit of personality from the players. And that's not singling out Dimitri Vandenberg. I don't mean that in any way. This is happening time and time again. Gerwen Price, he's in your face. He's an aggressive human being. Yes, you can't be like that all the time on the board, but then he was told to stop it. So he went all the other way, didn't he?
Yeah,
he went, did, right, I'm going to do nothing. No, we don't want to see that. No. We want to see your personality come out, Gerwen. Just don't shout in people's faces.
Yeah. Don't hit anyone as well.
And do you know what's so odd, Mark? Away from the board, and you know when people say this about,
Yeah.
oh, what a horrible human being that man is. Yeah, but away from it is a gentleman.
Yeah.
Gerwen Price is as quiet as a darts player in that practice room you will meet. He just, I've spoke to him at length. We did a tour in Holland, me, Michael van Gerwen, Raymond van Barneveld, Vincent van der Voort, Colin Lloyd, who should be knocking with rock cakes in a minute. We spent a lot of time in each other's company. He's a really nice man, a really nice human being. What he does on the stage, that's just his game persona. He needs that. Like I needed to act the clown, and I still kind of do. I don't do it when I'm on the phone to the bank manager trying to get another % out of them. But I not that you can. I'm just saying. But it's that personality we want to see. But away from it, a genuinely nice person.
I completely I completely understand, to be honest. I think there's lots of people like that. Peter Wright obviously looks like a crazy character, but he's really quiet kind of guy. So
yeah.
Do you monitor the development tour? I mean, I've played against like Ryan Meikle and Jack Main as a couple of local players from back in Suffolk, and the standard is absolutely fantastic. Do you have any like tips for young players? Do you tend to watch them and know about them?
I know of some. If I'm honest, I'm not that up with it because with what I do, my prep is all based around the professional end of the game and everything else I do. Yes, I look out for the results. Of course I do. I want to know who's doing what. But as for the way a lot of them play, I've never seen a lot of them play. Of course, I've seen Ryan, and you just mentioned him there because he's showed his class a couple of times on TV.
Yeah.
But in general, no, I'm not up with it.
Wessel was recently got a 5-year ban for match fixing. Now, I was gutted personally, as you know, it's a terrible waste for someone who's so young and so talented. Do you feel that more should be done to like educate younger players about such issues before entering into professional darts? I mean, the integrity of the sport is obviously, crucial. And there's no doubt that obviously the Hearn family is, as knowledgeable as anyone else about the professional sport, match fixing and everything like that. But, do you think that there should be more done to sort of educate people before entering in? Because you can, you've got Leighton Bennett who showed his incredible ability at such a young age, and my worry is that things like this can really affect someone from a young age if they're not sort of educated about it.
Yeah, I agree. They need to be. I don't care what age. If they're playing in a game where there's betting on it, someone needs to pull them aside way beforehand, saying this is the situation. Leighton Bennett would have been 13 years of age, and there was betting on the game that he was participating in. That means someone can have money on him to win, lose, or draw. And basically, if they feel that they can get to him to throw it or to do something that can pay dividends, then they can be got at. Like you said, they're young men. Look, fully grown adults. Cole McKinstry's, he got pulled up by the DRA. That's still ongoing for match fixing. I don't know how that's going, but he's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know whether he's pled guilty or not. So we shall see about that. But I've said all along in the year 2004, John Part and I and Dennis Priestley, we come together and said we need to take over the Professional Darts Players Association. We wanted basically Peter Manley and co out because we felt that more needed to be done to, one, protect the players, and when I say one, to protect the players, I actually mean to protect the players full stop. Insurances, healthcare, you name it, percentages off of flights and hotels and mass bookings. and exhibitions and percentages from managers and everything else.
Because to them, they're just throwing darts in a dartboard to them. Obviously, at that age, that's it, you know. And if someone comes around and goes, "Oh, well, we'll give you a little bit of money for not playing so well," they don't know about it, and it's
they don't.
It's a real shame.
And now it is a shame, but now the PDPA are doing something about it. But I believe they're a decade behind. I really do believe they're a decade behind. The integrity of the sport, like you mentioned, Barry Earn, in the year the inaugural Premier League 2005, it was, look, the people are going to be punting on you every single week. If anything untoward happens here, or someone approaches you, you let me know. And it's like, well, of course we will. Of course we will. And this is the other thing as well. And like you said about Vessel Nyman, wasn't it? The money that would have changed hands would have been minimal. And this is the problem. They see it as, oh, that's handy. No, you're ruining a career. And I'm not saying any kind of money warrants it. But what I'm saying is that no one can pay you enough, because you are finishing your career there and then. For call it 5 million, for call it £50. It doesn't matter. You're ruining your career there and then. And some would say take the 5 million if you're Vessel Nyman. I'm joking aside, but it really is paramount that the amount of money here is just brushed under the carpet. It doesn't matter whether it's 5 million or 50 quid. It's irrelevant. If you are not straight down the line, you have no place in darts. You have no place in professional sport. And I feel for him because he was naive to it all. And again, this goes back to the PDPA. There are workshops now for gambling. There's workshops for alcohol abuse. There's workshops for all kinds of things. But the gambling one took too long. It's been in professional sport for decades and decades. Unfortunately, darts was behind there.
Well, let's hope he's learned his lesson, and let's hope that obviously there are more things being done and we can protect those younger players. It moves me quite nicely into my next question, really. Mental health in darts. Now, I've seen your posts, and obviously, in fact, I've commented on nearly all of them, and you've commented on mine before now as well. And lockdown's proving like really hard for so many people out there. Now, I'm an advocate for people talking about their issues, and I'm not embarrassed to say that there have been times that I've been down and needed something to sort of pull me out of the funk. And I've recommended friends to reach out and talk to others if they're also struggling. What would you say to people that are struggling with lockdown depression? I mean, obviously it affects many things, but you know, we're talking darts fans and things here. And what would you say for people who are struggling with that lockdown depression?
A lot of people have got their own worries anyway, and I've never shared my worries with anyone. This year has been horrendous for me, and this is actually a first. I'm going to say this. I lost my mum in July. My dad's got dementia, and my home life is horrendous. And during lockdown, it's terrible. But of all that, I have my dad, I have my wife, I have my sister, my niece, nephew, brother-in-law. I have my dogs. I have my career. I have things to pull me out of that. Of course, I'll go through moments where it's like, do I really want to, just for talking sake, do I really want to go to work and work on the World Cup? A part of me didn't want to, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything because this has all happened in the last 3 months and it's horrendous. But what I will say is that I'm a great believer that we just have to plow on. And things will get easier. They're already, for me, feeling easier mentally. They're already feeling better. But what I've found helped me, my wife helped me. Twitter has helped me. Doing things like this are helping me. I look for a positive wherever I can. And what I want people to grab onto is that you don't know what can help. You don't know. When people say, that won't help me, you don't know. Try it. Try it. Just try going on Twitter, just saying, do you know what, people? I'm having such a crap day. Someone tell me a joke. Someone tell me something funny. Someone pull me out the mire here. You don't know what's coming.
what you've just said there, someone tell me a joke. Now, my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend and I broke up at the beginning of lockdown. My uncle has just found two tumors in his head. You know, we're all going through our individual struggles and pain, and it's
Correct. Yeah.
made even worse, obviously, during the fact that we're in lockdown, we're away from others. But I was having a crap day. I put a post, I didn't want to particularly because I don't like airing my issues. You know, I try to sort of deal with things more between family and friends and things. But we've got such a nice supportive network with a lot of darts going on at the moment. And I put something out saying, look, I'm just having a bit of a crap day. And you replied. I think Darts Review Channel, Darren replied. I had about 15 messages all pop up on Twitter, just, you know, you having a crap day, mate, you know, and they send me a joke. And sometimes a joke is all I needed. And the fact that people just bothered to say something, that was all I needed to make me
Yeah.
take me out of that little bit of I feel sorry for
Yeah.
myself to going, some people care. I'm
Yeah.
going to go on. You know,
That's it.
I've never been suicidal, depressive, or anything like that. But
No.
sometimes we just have days where I just can't do it. I'm feeling crap, and I need
Yeah.
something more. So,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, and think that more people, if you are struggling, just say you are, and someone send them a joke, send them something to just make them smile and have a good time, because we're
Yeah.
all going through it.
We
Wayne's
are.
been
We
really
are.
honest there, so thank you for being honest with us. And you know, I knew about your struggles. Obviously, didn't want to say too much, and thank you
Yeah.
for being honest. I've had my struggles and been honest as well, so we're lots of
Yeah.
honesty on this channel.
Yeah. That's right.
But you know, if you're struggling, just reach out, say something. There are lots of people out there in the same boat.